I'm not trying to be like a buzzkill and like be boring and shit like this, but I hate pretending like I enjoy something when I know the very thing that other people think they enjoy is something that's damaging all of our lives. Like, if you really think about it, Drake is like the McDonald's of the music industry. And my problem with McDonald's is that they serve shit that like we don't even know what's in it, bro. Like, what the fuck is in the McRib? Oh, Drake really makes me feel like I was not lame at a certain part of my life, which has been pretty much every part. Drake has reached a point where he's like in his fun uncle phase, right? And a lot of rappers are, because the industry is honestly oversaturated. A lot of these dudes are like almost 40 years old in their mid 30s talking about things where it's like, bro, like, you're like, it's like they're uncles that got invited to a party, or like, as a matter of fact, nobody invited them to the party, and they show up and you're just like, bro, like, everybody here is like 20. Back then, you listen to a Drake song, bro, and like it's like, okay, I know I got to go to college. I know I'm gonna get a beautiful girl. I know I want to make this amount of money. I know I want to be successful. And you know, you turn it on now, and it just seems like everybody's talking about killing somebody. Everybody's talking about being better than you in all of these ways you didn't know they can be better than you at. You ever just really realize that like people actually go out to clubs and people actually go out and spend like thousands of dollars on one night, even if they don't have it, just to impress a crowd that has been influenced by the very culture that uses its consumers to promote products that basically don't even do shit for anybody? Scorpion was like his last album where I was just like, bro, it's okay. Now it's just him like complaining about girls that he don't even need to associate himself with. Like, really, bro, you're Drake. You don't have to hang out with 24-year-old girls who don't appreciate you. And then, like, you almost in an architectural way blame them for the issue that you essentially created because you wanted to associate yourself with the youth. I don't get how we go from Nothing Was the Same. You know, we get If You're Reading This Is Too Late. What a Time to Be Alive was pretty good. Like, he went from making stuff like 30 for 30 freestyle, Lord Knows, Tuscane Leather, Pound Cake, After Hours at Il Molino's. What the fuck is Il Molino? He has one of those lives now where he portrays on a track and makes it seem like it's just empty, right? His life seems empty. As a whole, I would say rap culture seems empty. Hood culture seems empty. Like, it's the same shit every single time, you know. All of this disorder, no address, and the crown is broken in pieces, but there's more in my possession. There's a whole lot in my possession. Who do you really love? Well, that sure be the question. My Mount Rushmore is me with 4 different expressions. Who's giving out this much return on investment? After my run, man, how is that even a question? After the summer, man, how is that even a... I'm pretty sure we got a label. I'm still independent. I fell back 100 times, but I don't get the credit. Seen this movie 100 times. I know where it's headed. This man said, Lord knows, I'm heavy, I got my weight up. Roll with some booster rate up, it's time that somebody paid up. A lot of y'all came up off of a style that I made up, but if all I hear is me, then who should I be afraid of? Like I should be dressing different, like I should be less aggressive and pessimistic, like I should be way more nervous and less dismissive, like I should be on my best behavior and not talk my shit and do it major like the niggas who paid away for us. They should put a couple more mirrors in here so I can stare at myself. These are usually just some thoughts that I would share with myself, but I thought it is worth it with sharing with someone else other than Paris for once. I text her from time to time. She a mom now. What other person was saying like they know mamas out here, bro? That's why I be like, I can't listen to rap no more, bro. How you go from listening to something like that to the shit that he's putting out now? Like, people call you a hater if you say you don't like the music, but it's like, damn, man. Like, how do you know when to take off the mask? You know what I'm saying? Like, on a deeper level, I think, you know, modern day rap culture, modern hood culture, modern trap culture teaches people how to pretend, teaches people how to have a nihilistic approach on life. And like Dr. Cornel West was like really talking about this in his book Race Matters. Like, he said that in modern day hip hop music, you know, we have a nihilistic outlook. And because we have a nihilistic outlook on what capitalism is supposed to be, the only things that people brag about in their music that the youth is influenced by is like cars, shiny chains, like jewelry, sex, like drugs, like just things that really sound good on a record but don't really do anything but like damage us. At a time where we were dealing with racial discrimination, at a time where redlining was happening, at a time where, you know, people of color weren't getting the opportunities that was necessary to have a decent life, you know, there was still a push for doing things that actually mattered, for people going to school, majoring in things like engineering, tech, and, you know, basically, you know, they wanted to push the idea that we can be more than celebrities and artists and athletes. And I don't know, if I'm wrong about that, correct me, like tell me who said that. It was either W.E.B. Du Bois or Booker T. Washington, because I remember there was like a huge debate about it. I enjoy J. Cole's shit, I enjoy Kendrick's shit, I enjoy Odie, I fuck with Frank Ocean, I listen to Yeat, but Yeat makes me feel like I've eaten like Raisin Cane's after I listen to his music, bro. Like Yeat makes me feel dirty in a sense. Earl Sweatshirt is another person that I feel like should definitely be getting more like respect in hip hop, period. He said, "Pray for the people. I make up the easel first, then paint what I see through. We got the same amount of heat too, but they are not as regal. Crudités ain't gonna cut a slight. Braids brought out my eyes. Mommy water, shawty put a fish out. Piscean, just like my father, still got bones to pick out." Wait. He said, "Mommy water, shawty blew the fish out. Piscean, just like my father, still got bones to pick out." Earl said, "Good grief, I've been reaping what I sow. Nigga, I ain't been outside in a minute. I've been living what I wrote. And all I see is snakes in the eyes of you. Mama taught me how to read it when I look. Miss me at the precinct getting booked. Fishy stick to eating off of hooks. Say you eating, but we see you getting cooked. I don't act hard, I'm a hard act to follow. Like it or not, when it drop, but he gotta listen. Chasing dragon, trying to make it happen on a mission. Stepping in the shadows, we can talk addiction. Where it's harmful where you going, and a part of you that know it don't give up. Part of me for going into details. 376 was the brothel. We have females coming every hour on a dot. And it sound like a gavel when it knock. Focus on my chatter, ain't as frantic as my thoughts. Lately I've been panicking a lot, bro. Cause I want the teens that's coming up now to like hear that. And I'm sure a lot of people are listening to that type of music. If you want good music, bro, you just gotta go out there and find it. Like, you can't just rely on what's playing on the radio. You can't rely on what your friends want to hear when you're at a party or function with them. You can't rely on that shit. I guess you can if you want friends, but isn't that the sad part? Some people actually don't really have a passion for music, though, and I think overall Drake's album appeals to that type of crowd. Like, I've come to the conclusion that he was never really about being introspective. It was just like what he was feeling at the time because of who he was at the time. Most days I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? And you notice like music is becoming much faster. It used to be like slow tempo. You know, there's a theory that says that the tempo of music and how popular songs become because of that tempo, because of those like standards that are incorporated in the structure of the song. The things that influence that are actually the socioeconomic, you know, situations we're dealing with at a particular time in society. Like, do people actually notice that like whatever they listen to is actually like a byproduct of like other societal factors and other economic factors that they may not be aware of? And if so, like, what are we doing about it, right? Because that's the real question. I don't think the key to life is an answer, really. I think we really just got to focus on asking like the right questions, asking like, you know, what we can do to make the experience in itself better. And that's my problem with the music industry. A lot of people just aren't really pushing the question out there, like what's possible. It's just a whole bunch of like trend writing, you know. And it's like, out of all people, you would assume that Drake isn't the one writing the trends.